Battabox.
Turn it up. I told you now. Please.
You are worse than me.
Another year is ending. Sure, you didn't whine me.
Hello. Welcome to the Battabox podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm your host, Brother Mike. Hi, Del. How you doing?
Hi, guys. Welcome back to another fun episode of the Battabox podcast. So, last episode that we recorded, we talked about why women don't leave their toxic marriage or just don't leave marriages, even if they are not fulfilled and they are not happy. So, before we ended that episode, we wanted to talk about in-laws from hell. And then we said, you guys should listen to the next episode. This is the next episode. So if you're listening to this episode, you need to go back to the last episode and listen to that episode also. So the floor is yours. Start.
Yeah, so talking about in-laws from hell, there are a lot of reasons why, especially in the Nigerian context, we have in-laws from hell. One of them being that the in-laws do not like you. They do not like your personality. And they don't even like your tribe. They don't like anything about you. And it's natural. So people don't like some certain people. Some like others. And some just don't, get your vibe. Might be something you can't do or something you can't control. Sometimes it's just where you're from. So in-laws from hell is just basically in-laws that do not like you. And that's something that those who are married might have one or two experiences with. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about not just in-laws from hell. Why are there in-laws from hell? What do you do if you think you have in-laws from hell? So first thing is there are in-laws from hell because probably of some things you can control, and in some cases it's things you cannot control. Things you can't control, like maybe there was an accident that happened whereby you are in a place where you met someone, you were disrespectful to them, you didn't know they were your in-law, or you met them outside in public, and for whatever reason they just had a bad taste about who you are. Because of that bad taste, they just resent you or they hated you. It might be how your significant other carried out that relationship or the marriage, or how you were introduced to the family. There are many reasons which in most cases you have no control about why they don't like you. And if you have no control about why they don't like you, there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to try your best. Can I say that? You have to try your best rather to make them like you. And if some people don't care because you have their brother or their sister, you got their heart or his heart, so you don't really care about what they think or what they say. On the other side, there are in-laws from hell who there are things you can do to change their heart. It might be being kind to them, like showing love, showing empathy. This is a good one. Giving them money during Christmas or Easter or their birthday. Just showing financially that you care about them financially. And before you know it, money talks. That's what it means, money talks. Because when money talks, people start liking what they don't like before. So those are the two reasons why I think you might have an in-law from hell.
So I'm going to come in and I'm going to talk about my experience, and I will tell you that my in-laws are not like the most evil people, because I was married at 24 and there are certain relationships that you cannot navigate at that age. Or maybe some people can, but I would say that with in-laws it is a political relationship. Before true love will come in, before you can say, oh, this person genuinely likes me and that person is your in-law, you need to put your best foot forward. And until that time, or while you guys are still building the relationship for that to happen, you need to be able to, You need to be able to treat them like they are one level above you. You need to give them that unprecedented respect. Like even when they don't deserve it, when you don't give them, you need to have abundance of grace. So I heard a story about this lady who went back home and she was crying to her mom to say, oh my God, my in-law does not like me, she talks bad at me and everything. He said, how do you treat your boss? You need to treat your in-laws like they are your bosses. That way it takes away the entitlement of being treated the way you want to be treated, because your boss doesn't care about your feelings. Do your job and you get paid for it. So if you take your in-laws that way, I will show you love and grace, and then in return you will be nice to me. And even when you're not nice to me, it's fine, because at the end of the month you're going to pay me salary. Do you understand?
Well, there's a contract though with your boss. You have a contractual agreement.
When you get married and you sign the marriage papers,
that's the contract.
That's the contract.
No, some things are just not being reciprocated.
Except
there has to be reciprocity.
No.
Which some in-laws are very bad. They don't reciprocate kindness.
Except the in-law puts her hands on you, one, oh, your in-law is diabolic, I will tell you, go political. Ensure that your in-law she feels respected or they feel respected, and you're able to give financial assistance, because I'm talking based off Nigerian in-laws, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Mostly.
Nigerian in-laws base financial support and respect highly. Like, that's what they want. That's the only language you understand. She's able to give us money. She's able to respect us even when we don't deserve it. Why not? At some point, you're going to be like, you know what? I've done my best for you to see the person who I am, and I have your brother's or I have your son's best interest at heart. So I'm going to, like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to leave the relationship for your son or for your brother to control. But before you get to that point, I feel like there's a lot of grace, a lot of political playing, and just grace, more grace, more grace, more grace, until they really start overstepping and you'll be like, nope, I'm not doing this anymore. But from now to then, just give as...
When do you run out of grace with in-laws that are just straight rude? There are some in-laws that are very rude.
When they put their hands on you.
No, I mean, they don't have to put their hands on you.
When
Just
they put their hands
the fact
on
that
you.
they don't engage in conversations.
When they put their hands on you, or when they disrespect you to your face, if it doesn't, like when they insult you to your face, if it doesn't get to that point, keep giving grace. Trust me.
When someone puts their hands on you, you're assuming that they're bigger than you. In some cases, you might be bigger than them and they dare not put their hands on you because you can squish them. Mm-hmm. You know, so some people, in-laws, are actually afraid of getting that kind of fight. Then also, your spouse, husband, wife, whatever, might be the one supporting them financially. And they may not necessarily want to put their hands on because they respect that person and the fear they have for that person.
What if your in-laws are disrespectful to your face? Even if
you keep them at arm's length, you don't have them around, you know. So I think, guys, we're going into the solution here. Like, how do you solve a problem when you have in-laws that are disrespectful?
The only way to solve the problem for me, what I would say is political. Treat them like they are your boss. To be honest, treat your in-laws like you treat your boss. You give your best. One, apart from giving your best, you respect them. They're like they owed your next paycheck. And then you give grace. It's the same way. I will not want to fire my boss until I have another boss. And in an in-law position, you're not going to get another boss. So you try as much as possible.
You may, if the relationship is rocky. I mean, you might not like his ass or whatever, or you might not like that person. So
very few
you'll probably fire your in-laws.
Very few people leave their marriages because of their in-laws, especially if the person.
Are you not seen in Nigeria?
No, if the person who you're married to is like a manly man, I'm assuming that is a man, is a woman's
man. Oh, manly man.
Is a man like a
man's man.
Like a man's man.
Yeah.
He's going to shut it down at some like, nope, you can't do that. See, that's your
I know,
limit.
but some in-laws are afraid of their mom, or maybe their mom brought them. Because as a woman, I can see whereby you dash into a
again. Don't. So
that way they are kind of like, this is my mom. You were not here when she was.
Let me tell you something.
You just can't.
The biggest mistake you can make is to be with somebody who feels like his mother did everything for him. Oh my God, you don't want to be in that mix, because it's his mom before you forever and ever. You did not sell wrapper for him to go to school. You're not there when he was hungry. So now you're meeting this man who is maybe already made or almost already made, and then he's there to tell you, oh, my mom did this, my mom comes first, my mom did that. That's a red flag. Don't go into that kind of situation. You want to get into a situation whereby the man understands the Bible, or understands that if man will leave the parents and leave his father and then be with his wife, not forgetting his family, but leaving them behind, putting them in the second seat. I'm not saying forget your family. I'm all team. Let's try to live as one. Let's enjoy our husband's money. And as far as I'm concerned, if my husband has like 6 sisters, we are all like married to him. We have to make it work, all of us. But if the man is someone who is going to take his 6 sisters above me, no, don't worry, darling. Just go and marry your sisters. Why do I want to be in this mix? I don't want to do this.
I feel that you are not considering half of the men out there who are like tied to their mom. A lot of
but there are many guys you never want to marry.
The mom takes care of them.
Nope.
Context,
then don't get married. Then stay with your mom.
No, but you still.
Then stay with your mom. I don't want to be in that situation ever.
But you need to create a position as a wife. You need to create space for your mother-in-law and for your in-laws in general.
I have a son. Yeah. I hope that one day my son is going to get married at some point. And I already know the kind of wife that I want, the kind of in-law that I want to be to his wife. I don't want to be in his business. If he brings his business to me, hopefully not, because at that point I just want to enjoy my life and not be in your business. Hopefully not. I will be like, go meet your wife, settle with your wife. I do not want to be involved, except your wife is laying hands on you, or you're laying hands on your wife, or somebody is being abusive, emotional, or something. Even at that point, I don't think I want to step in. So again, the era that you're talking about is uneducated moms and moms who have like a sense of entitlement to their son's wealth or to their son's well-being.
Shouldn't they though?
They shouldn't. I'm not doing.
Should.
Nope.
They raise the boy, sent him to college.
See, after the thing, nope. See, but it is their it is their responsibility. I did not force you to do that for me. You did that out of your genuine own pleasure, or maybe not pleasure, pain, but you felt like it was your responsibility. It is my responsibility to send my son to college. It is my responsibility to give my son the best that I can give him, because
so that tomorrow he can take care of me.
Hopefully
not necessarily, but maybe.
No, hopefully.
That's the Okomi conversation.
No. I don't want to have an Okomi. I don't want to have an Okomi. I don't want to have my son.
Most of these women,
I don't want to call my son.
The house and the son is.
I do not want to call my son Okomi when I'm 45. That's when my son is 20 something. I don't want to have to call my son Okomi anything. My son is my son. He's not my Okomi. I don't want my son to ever play that role of being Okomi. I want to train my kids and they take care of themselves and their spouse and
everything. But you are talking from a Western perspective.
I am not anybody's insurance plan. I am not my mother's insurance.
We raised our kids to be an insurance plan. I'm sorry. Bad news.
Definitely. But I don't want my son to be my insurance plan. I am not entitled to my son's wealth. I am not entitled to my son's anything. I want to be able to live a decent lifestyle, have my own house, have maybe houses, I don't mind, have my own car, have a pension plan, or have a business that I can run that can take decent care of me. So whatever my son feels like he wants to give me, he's giving me because he loves me and he appreciates me, but I'm not entitled to it. I'm not nagging him or begging him, or you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but you're opportuned. Let me finish. You are in a privileged position where you can say that. If you are someone who is selling tomatoes, as I have some friends who their mom is selling tomatoes in Oshodi by the railway, when the train comes, they have to haul the tomatoes out. The train passes, they move the tomatoes back and continue selling. That kid is the insurance, because selling tomatoes will not buy you what is it called, the drug for diabetes when you are 75. The selling tomatoes will not take care of your eyes when you are losing your eyes. Selling tomatoes will not fix you when you can't sell tomatoes anymore. So I say you're in an opportunity position because you
half of those women,
if you are broke and you're poor,
half of those women that you're talking about, they have multiple kids. Those kind of women don't have 2 kids or 3 kids.
I hear you. They have multiple
kids.
I
so
agree.
Why are you putting all your financial basket on one person? It's
because
too
one
much
might
pressure.
Be the most reasonable.
One might be the most reasonable. It doesn't mean that you're about to kill this person's spouse and break his marriage and make him frustrated and make the wife frustrated because he's the most reasonable, or because he's the most caring, or because
he's your most loved. Because every parent has their favorite child, and if that child goes and marries someone. So I have a friend a good friend of mine, an MD by the way. There's a girl that he likes, but the girl is like a Cele, the Celestia, Kiriban staff, whatever. So he likes this girl. This girl he loves, he really loves her so much. But the mom is more of the Pentecostal, which is the church I was going to at the time. So mom was like telling me to talk to my friend to make him not to, be close to that Celestial Church of Christ lady. The funny thing is that's the lady he ended up marrying. So that kind of situation already is a setup for a fractured, for a fractured in-law, daughter-in-law, mother-in-law relationship. So and there's nothing she can do. And she's a good girl. I'm not going to say anything, but I know I've met her. I've gone to their place. Really, really amazing, so smart. She got a PhD in computer science. She's very, very smart. So without giving too much details, but I think in a situation whereby you are an in-law to someone who they don't like you because of a denomination, because of where you're from, because of whatever reason. And the mom also has every right, because she prayed and cried and shed tears over this guy when he was trying to go to university. And you weren't there. So that's why the concept of the gold digger phenomenon comes in. So it's very, very, what do you call that? It's a very, very contradictory issue. you know,
My advice,
which has no plain yes or no answer.
my advice to any woman who is caught up in any situation that is tricky and funny with your in-laws is to be as political as possible. Be nice, give grace.
What does that mean?
It means that just treat them like they are better, you know. Treat them like, I see you, I acknowledge what you've done, and I'm not here to take your space. So I'm here because I know that he loves me, but I'm not here to take your space. Whatever it is that you have done, I see it, I recognize it, I'm grateful for it, and I acknowledge you in this man's life. We are going to marry him together. It is our husband. Don't worry, I got you.
Very good, very good. The other thing I want to say is that you should try to, as best as you can, to have a connection with your significant other in private and share your burdens or your concerns.
Except
I don't like how your mom treats me. I don't like how like tell that
it's
person
too
that,
much.
see if that person understands
It's
that
too much
they can help
pressure.
you navigate that relationship.
It's too much pressure on the man, especially when the marriage is like under 5 years old. You know, he's not in the place where he knows that you're going to be here forever or you're going to rock
Some
his
guys
world.
know. Some guys know. Like you said, those who know the Bible and know what, if you are spiritual or if you're, you know.
How
you know.
many guys are really willing to leave their family and cleave to their wife? Very few guys. Very few guys. See, that doesn't happen in the first, second, third, fourth year of marriage. So if I were the girl and I had sense, the sense that I have now, I will not put that kind of pressure. I'll be like, oh, your mom is this or your brother
So
is
just
this.
go the political route.
I just go the political route and chest it until one day he'll be the one who will see it and be like, you know,
This is too much.
fuck them. Like, sorry, my friend. But like, no, you don't have to deal with distress. Let me handle it.
And I know how to handle it best.
And I know how to handle it best. And then he can tell his sisters, you know what? Never, ever come to my house again. And this is me saying it. So then he stand up to his family and say, you know what? I've seen this woman suffer, stress, gone through all this hard work to see that you are welcomed and you are comfortable and she sent you money. She's done, but you need to play your part because nobody just wants to give up their family for just you that he met 5 years ago or 6 years ago. You get what I mean? Anyway, guys, please share your views. What do you think about the best way to handle your in-laws and the roles that our in-laws plays when it comes to the breaking and the making of a marriage on all our social media platforms? So you can find us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and
You can also email us
what's your email? If you don't want to leave your comments below, send us an email. We'll post it as ourselves. Thank you, guys. See you next time on the Battabox podcast.
Thank you guys. Thanks for being here. We'll catch you later. Bye now.
Bata bata, bata bata, bata box.